You only eat the He didn't say anything about any of these white boys. And none of these white boys function like that. And Katt is one of the best hangers in the game. Stop. And Katt hurt people, but I am a hurt person. They never hurt people. And he does it all the time. This one and that one and this one. But anything that you did wrong.
In a recent and explosive turn of events, Katt Williams, renowned for his unapologetic and razor-sharp comedy, took center stage on Shannon Sharpe's Club Shayshay podcast. The episode, spanning a whopping 3 hours, emerged as a no-holds-barred session where Williams candidly spilled the tea, leaving no stone unturned. This section delves into the riveting details of Williams' appearance, where he unleashed a torrent of revelations, taking aim at fellow comedians and industry practices, with particular emphasis on his decade-long feud with comedy heavyweight Kevin Hart. In a no-filter, no-boundaries interview, Williams threw shade at Steve Harvey, Michael Blackson, Smiley, and Cedric the Entertainer. Candid commentary on Kevin Hart that set off a chain of events, sparking debates, responses, and a closer examination of the dynamics within the comedy world. The episode, brimming with drama, industry insights, and unabashed truths, serves as a focal point for exploring the intricacies of comedian feuds, the impact of industry dynamics, and the blurred lines between competition and camaraderie in the world of stand-up comedy. The tumultuous relationship between Katt Williams and Kevin Hart traces back almost a decade, marked by a series of verbal jabs, public spats, and behind-the-scenes tensions. This subsection provides a comprehensive overview of how the feud began, exploring the initial comments, controversies, and contrasting comedic styles that laid the groundwork for a prolonged and headline-grabbing clash. Detailing the controversial statements and criticisms that Williams directed towards Hart, this section unveils the specific instances where Williams questioned Hart's authenticity, success, and industry standing. From labeling Hart an industry plant to challenging his narrative of rising in the comedy scene, Williams's verbal onslaught forms a significant chapter in this enduring feud. As the feud unfolded, Kevin Hart responded with a more nuanced approach. This subsection explores how Hart, rather than engaging in direct verbal warfare, strategically employed social media and public appearances to address Williams' comments. From Instagram posts highlighting camaraderie among comedians to measured responses, Hart's reactions set the tone for a feud that extended beyond mere words. A pivotal moment in the feud was when Katt Williams, during his conspiracy theory tour in 2016, laid down a public challenge to Kevin Hart. This section delves into the details of the challenge, including the unconventional proposal of a $5 million bet and the array of competition options presented by Williams. The feud took a physical and comedic turn, with the stage set for a potential showdown. Unexpectedly, in 2016, a moment of reconciliation emerged when Katt Williams publicly apologized to Kevin Hart during a radio appearance. This part of the subsection unpacks the circumstances surrounding the apology, the acknowledgement of Hart's achievements, and the attempt to mend bridges. However, this truce proved temporary as the feud resurfaced in subsequent years, indicating the deep-seated nature of the tensions between the two comedians. Examining the later phases of the feud, this section highlights how the spotlight shifted to Tiffany Haddish and other comedians. Williams' criticisms extended beyond Hart, encompassing a broader commentary on the industry. Hart, in turn, responded vehemently, reigniting the flames of the feud and ensuring its persistence in the public eye. As the feud between Katt Williams and Kevin Hart escalated, Williams took it to the next level during his conspiracy theory tour in 2016. This part of the section delves into the specifics of Williams' controversial statements, particularly his labeling of Kevin Hart as an industry plant. Unpacking the conspiracy theories, it explores Williams' claims about Hart's success and the alleged puppetry within the entertainment industry, setting the stage for a prolonged clash. Katt Williams didn't limit the feud to words alone. He issued a public challenge to Kevin Hart, sparking a wave of intrigue and speculation. This subsection examines the unconventional nature of Williams' challenge, offering multiple competition options, including a full-court basketball game, a boxing match, a rap cipher, and a comedy face-off. The financial stakes were high, with Williams proposing $1 million wager for each challenge, turning the feud into a multifaceted showdown. In response to Williams' challenges and conspiracy theories, Kevin Hart strategically utilized social media platforms to address the situation. This part explores how Hart, rather than immediately accepting or declining the challenges, employed Instagram to emphasize unity among comedians. By sharing pictures with fellow comedians like Dave Chapelle and Chris Rock, Hart aimed to present a united front in the comedy world, subtly navigating the complexities of the feud. Unexpectedly, in 2016, Katt Williams offered a public apology to Kevin Hart during a radio appearance. This subsection analyzes the circumstances surrounding the apology, examining Williams' acknowledgement of Hart's achievements and the attempt to reconcile. However, this momentary truce proved to be just a pause in the ongoing feud, as both comedians would find themselves back in the spotlight in the following years. The feud took an unexpected turn when Katt Williams shifted his focus to Tiffany Haddish in 2018, casting doubt on her comedic abilities. This section details Williams' criticisms and the ensuing response from Kevin Hart, who staunchly defended Haddish. The addition of another comedian to the narrative expanded the scope of the feud, leading to a more intricate web of conflicts within the comedy community. In 2021, the feud experienced a resurgence as Katt Williams once again challenged Kevin Hart, claiming he could outshine him in a comedy battle. The boasting of Williams' extensive catalog of comedy specials, and the cheeky twist of plucking 2 jokes from each special. The verbal sparring continued, ensuring that the feud remained a compelling and ongoing saga in the world of comedy. In a surprising turn of events during a radio appearance in 2016, Katt Williams publicly extended an apology to Kevin Hart. This subsection delves into the circumstances leading to this unexpected moment of reconciliation, analyzing Williams' motivations and the context of the apology. It highlights the acknowledgement of Hart's stature in the comedy world, and the broader implications of extending an olive branch in the midst of their heated feud. Examining the art of public apologies, this part dissects Katt Williams' approach to expressing regret. It considers the impact of his words not only on Kevin Hart, but also on the comedy community and the public perception of both comedians. The complexities of navigating apologies in the entertainment industry, especially amid a highly publicized feud, add layers to the evolving dynamics between Williams and Hart. Following Katt Williams' apology, Kevin Hart responded, setting the tone for the subsequent interactions between the comedians. This subsection explores Hart's reaction, deciphering whether he accepted the apology with genuine openness or approached it with cautious skepticism. The delicate balance of maintaining professional courtesy while navigating personal differences in the public eye is a theme that underscores this phase of the feud. The brief truce between Katt Williams and Kevin Hart had ripple effects throughout the comedy landscape. This part analyzes how the comedians' public interactions, or lack thereof, during this period influenced the industry's perception of unity and rivalry. It explores whether the momentary truce had a lasting impact on the nature of comedic feuds and collaborations, shaping the narrative of camaraderie or competition within the comedy community. Despite the temporary calm in the storm, the feud between Williams and Hart would prove to be far from over. This subsection examines the fragility of such truces in the world of entertainment, where personal and professional conflicts often intertwine. It sets the stage for the comments made by Williams, exploring the context and nuances of his critique. It analyzes whether Williams's remarks were fueled by genuine concerns about Haddish's comedic prowess, or if they were part of a broader pattern of challenging rising stars in the comedy scene. As Tiffany Haddish became the focal point of Katt Williams's criticism, Kevin Hart stepped into the fray to defend his fellow comedian. This part examines Hart's public defense of Haddish, evaluating the dynamics of loyalty and camaraderie within the comedy community. It explores whether Hart's support for Haddish was solely a response to Williams' comments, or if it reflected a deeper commitment to fostering unity among comedians. The intersectionality of race and gender adds layers to the feud between Katt Williams, Kevin Hart, and Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish, thrust into the spotlight of a feud between 2 comedy heavyweights, responded to the critiques with her own perspective. This part explores Haddish's reaction, analyzing how she navigated the uncharted territory of being caught in the crossfire between Williams and Hart. It delves into whether her response was framed by a desire to assert her comedic identity, address the criticisms head-on, or maintain a diplomatic stance amid industry scrutiny. Katt Williams spared no one in the comedy world during the podcast. This part explores the targets of Williams' comedic crossfire, including Steve Harvey, Michael Blackson, Smiley, and Cedric the Entertainer. It delves into the specific criticisms, shade thrown, and the underlying reasons behind Williams's decision to take aim at his fellow comedians, creating shockwaves in the entertainment industry. At the heart of Katt Williams's explosive revelations was his critique of Kevin Hart. This subsection analyzes the intensity and depth of Williams' criticism, exploring the historical context of their feud and the specific allegations made by Williams against Hart. It delves into whether there were new revelations, or if Williams rehashed long-standing grievances, shedding light on the complexities of their decade-long comedic rivalry. Katt Williams raised eyebrows by suggesting that Kevin Hart might be an industry plant. This part unpacks Williams' allegations, examining what he meant by industry plant and the implications of such a claim in the entertainment landscape. It delves into whether Williams' words were a genuine critique of the industry's dynamics, or part of a broader narrative aimed at questioning Hart's authenticity and rise to fame. Amidst the chaos, Dave Chappelle's name surfaced as a voice of reason. This subsection explores Chappelle's response to Katt Williams' podcast Revelations. It delves into Chappelle's perspective on the industry dynamics, his critique of Williams' approach, and the broader implications of one comedy giant addressing the controversies surrounding another. Chappelle's role as a mediator and truth-teller adds layers to the unfolding narrative. Katt Williams didn't stop at fellow comedians. He went on to expose what he deemed as dark truths within the entertainment industry. This part unpacks Williams' revelations, examining the nature of the industry secrets he brought to light. It raises questions about transparency, power dynamics, and the impact of such revelations on both the public perception of the industry and the careers of those involved. The aftermath of Katt Williams' explosive interview reverberated through the comedy world. This subsection explores the ripples and reactions within the industry, considering how Williams' revelations may have influenced relationships, collaborations, and the broader landscape of comedy. It delves into whether the interview sparked important conversations about transparency, authenticity, and the unwritten rules of the entertainment business. Dave Chappelle's response to Katt Williams' revelations brought a new dimension to the unfolding narrative. This subsection provides an in-depth analysis of Chappelle's comments during his appearance on ESPN's NBA Unplugged. It explores Chappelle's insights into the dynamics of the comedy industry, his perspective on supporting fellow comedians, and the reasons behind his decision to address Williams' comments on stage. Chappelle's Unplugged commentary serves as a critical lens through which to understand the inner workings of the comedy fraternity. Chappelle's response conveyed a mix of respect and disagreement with Katt Williams' approach. This part dissects the nuances of Chappelle's reaction, examining the elements he appreciated in Williams' stance and the aspects where he expressed disapproval. It delves into the notion of unity within the comedy community and the ethical considerations of publicly critiquing peers. Chappelle's stance becomes a pivotal aspect of the ongoing conversation about camaraderie and competition in the industry. As two heavyweight comedians, Chappelle and Williams unintentionally found themselves in a comedy showdown. This subsection explores the dynamics of their unintentional clash, analyzing how their differing perspectives on the industry and their peers played out on the public stage. It delves into whether their interactions sparked a broader conversation about the unwritten rules and ethical considerations within the comedy realm. Dave Chappelle, known for his insightful commentary, provided glimpses into the intricacies of the comedy industry. This part unpacks Chappelle's insights, exploring his views on the challenges, pressures, and unwritten norms that comedians navigate. It considers whether Chappelle's comments shed light on the broader dynamics of the entertainment business and how comedians navigate success, competition, and the quest for authenticity. Despite the disagreements, Chappelle's response might have also highlighted areas of common ground within the comedy fraternity. This subsection explores whether Chappelle's intervention prompted a reflection on the shared experiences, struggles, and triumphs that comedians, including Williams and Hart, undergo. It considers whether the incident sparked conversations about fostering camaraderie, mentorship, and support within the comedy community. Dave Chappelle's response and the ensuing interactions between comedians inevitably had ripple effects. This part delves into the impact on the comedy industry, considering whether the incident prompted reflection, dialogue, or even policy changes within the entertainment business. It explores the broader implications of such high-profile disagreements on the culture, norms, and future interactions within the comedy landscape. As the comedic saga continues, the conclusion reflects on the intricate dynamics within the comedy world. It explores whether the ongoing drama is a necessary aspect of the industry, or if there's a call for unity and support among comedians striving for success. The laughter persists, but the underlying tensions raise questions about the balance between competition and camaraderie in the world of stand-up comedy.